Om en timme, 18:15, då är det höstpremiär för Café Luleå. Vi ska ta och tillbringa den timmen på en grön ö, där det bor ett mycket påhittigt och stolt folk. Följ med till Irland.
Her i Trinity College i Dublin står den, en av verdens eldste harper og selve nasjonalsymbolet i Irland. Og her ligger Book of Kells, skrevet av irske munker lenge før vikingene kom hit, og på et tidspunkt lenge før europeerne stort sett hadde lært å lese. Vi synes et møte med disse to nasjonale klenodier kunne være en interessant måte å starte programmet på, for da samtidig minner vi om at irene har eldgamle tradisjoner når det gjelder musikk og sans for litteratur. Velkommen til Irland. En av de mest kjente turistattraksjonene i Irland, det er Blarney Castle, altså dette gamle slottet, hvor det finnes en sten som kalles for kyssestenen. Ja, egentlig så er jo denne steinen vekk den da, for den har ramlet ned. Den befant seg en gang 40 meter over bakken, og hvis man da lener seg ut her, og kysser det som er igjen på undersiden, så får man kjeftsmellenes gave. Gift of the gab. Nå kan man jo lure på om bergensere trenger det, men jeg skal i hvert fall forsøke. Okay, Dennis, let's see what happens. So I do like this, right? That's right. And I go down like that. That's it. And I put my head here. That's right. Limerick er en irsk havneby. Og det sies at denne versekunsten som kommer herfra, den har vi fra sjøfolkene fra seilskutetiden, som fikk tiden til å gå ved å dikte. Like borte her ligger det et vertshus, og den ligger på andre siden av en bro, og da kunne man vel kanskje si, passerer du Limerick-broen, da er du ved Limerick-kroen. Og finner du plass der, og tar deg et glass der, da rimer du bedre enn noen.
Dublin, fair city, where the girls are so pretty, there once lived a maiden called Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets wide and narrow, singing cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
I Dublin bor tredje hver ire, og byen er i sannhet vakker. Med sine blomsterpiker, med statuer av den legendariske gateselgersken Molly Malone, så vel som av byens mange andre verdensberømtheter. Noe av det som først slår en besøkende, er alle de georgianske dørene, malt i alle regnbuens farger. Folkevittigheten vil ha det til at skikken begynte da de lett berusede georgianske huseierne skulle hjem og hadde vanskeligheter med å finne sin egen dør. Verdens eneste forfattermuseum ligger her i Dublin. Og det er kanskje ikke så rart, for det er ikke mange nasjoner i verden som har så mange verdensberømte forfattere som Irland. Imponerende, for tross alt, Irland har jo bare ca. 3,5 millioner innbyggere. Her minnes vi Jonathan Swift, som blant annet skrev Gullivers reise i 1726. Det var jo en vitende samtidskommentar. Han var dean ved St. Patrick's katedral. Og her oppbevares dødsmasken hans, så vel som yndlingsstolen. Oscar Wilde kommer vi jo ikke utenom. Han var etter manges mening verdens vittigste penn og mest siterte forfatter. så har vi Nobelprisvinneren George Bernard Shaw, som gjorde den engelsktalende verden oppmerksom på Henrik Ibsen. Og hans mest kjente verk, det var vel Pygmalion. Shaw testamenterte rettighetene til dette verket til Nasjonalgalleriet i Dublin, uten å vite hvilke enorme inntekter dette skulle innbringe efter hans død, da My Fair Lady så dagens lys. Da står vi foran barndomshjemmet til Irlands mest berømte sønn, Oscar Wilde. Og så kan noen lure på hvordan fikk han dette navnet. Noen har vel kanskje hørt at det var Napoleon som oppfant navnet Oscar, som da Karl Johan fikk lov å døpe sin eldste sønn for. Og den senere kong Oscar den første av Sverige og Norge. Vel, det var slik at kong Oscar, han hadde en øyensykdom, og han skulle opereres. Og dronning Victoria, hun anbefalte da Dr. Wilde i Dublin, som Europas fremste ekspert på området. Og til Dublin dro Oscar den første og ble operert. Og så ble de venner da, Dr. Wilde og Oscar. Og Dr. Wilde var ikke verre på det. Han spurte den berømte og celebre gjesten, pasienten, om han fikk lov å oppkalle sin eldste sønn efter kongen, og det fikk han. Og ikke bare det, kongen tilbød seg til og med å være gudfar til Oscar Wilde, og det er historien. Så Oscar Wilde har Oscar den første som gudfar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Mulligan's pub, over 200 years old, and we're about to hear a very interesting piece about Oscar Wilde's times in America. Now, Oscar, as many people will know, was a Dubliner, born in Dublin, went to Trinity College and graduated from Trinity in 1874. And his professor, Mahaffey, decided that Oscar was not clever enough for the people in Dublin, best sent him down to Oxford University. And this they did, and off Oscar went in 1874 for 4 years to Oxford University, and came out of it, as he said himself, a formed man. He introduced himself to London society. Unfortunately, he didn't really have very much success because he ended up going off to America on a very celebrated lecture circuit through 35 different cities, and indeed entered New York and decided that he had nothing to declare except his genius. And he went from better to better and decided eventually to end up in Leadville in Colorado and lecturing on art and aesthetics to the local silver miners there. And Oscar is here to tell us all about it. Oscar?
My audience at Leadville was composed mainly of silver miners, who with their huge somber hats, scarlet shirts and high boots, made me think of 17th century cavaliers. Indeed, I think they were the only really well-dressed men I had met since my arrival in the United States. There they sat, rows and rows of them, enormous, powerfully built men, as silent as the grave, their eyes watchful, their brawny arms folded over their muscular chests, a loaded gun on each swelling thigh. I spoke to these delightful fellows about the early Florentine schools of painting, and they slept as peacefully as though no crime had ever stained the ravines of their mountain home. I described to them the pictures of Botticelli, and the name that sounded to them like a newly invented drink roused them from their dreams. I read them passages from the autobiography of that great Florentine genius and adventurer, Benvenuto Cellini, and he proved so popular that they asked, as one man, why the hell I hadn't brought him with me. I explained that Benvenuto had been dead for some years, which elicited the immediate demand, who shot him?
Ja, Oscar Wilde på pub. Ja, her i Dublin kan man oppleve både ham og andre litterære overraskelser. Og utenfor denne puben er det en bronseplakett som viser at her har en av James Joyces figurer i Ulysses frekventert. På puber i Dublin, der diskuterer man alt. Litteratur, poesi, politikk. Her planlegger man revolusjoner. Og her er det mange pressefolk, slik at hvis man har en mening en aften på en pub, så kan man risikere å se den på trykk i neste morgenavis.
Ring-a-ring, Rosie, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rain of time. as Dublin us could be. Born hard and late in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. By trade I was a cooper, lost out to redundancy, like my house that fell to progress, my trade to memory. So fare thee well, sweet Anne Oliphant, I can no longer stay and watch the Lucas cages die.
Guinness var lenge verdens største ølbryggeri, og er fortsatt blant de største. Og da man oppdaget at rundt om på pubene i Irland så diskuterte man alt mellom himmel og jord, så fant man på i 50-årene å lage en rekordbok, hvor man da slo fast hva som var størst, lengst og tyngst. Dermed så ble det satt nok en rekord i salg, nemlig bestselgeren Guinness Book of Records. Og her kan man da se at Irland har mer enn sin andel av alle rekordene. For eksempel står den lengste bardisken i verden her i Irland. Den er 64 meter lang og står i Galway. Den lengste politiske tale, jeg håper ikke stortingsfolk hører dette, men i hvert fall, den er på 9 timer og 26 minutter, og ble satt av en mann ved navn Henderson i 1936. I 1949 da fødte fru Murphy sitt 28. barn og satte verdensrekord i den slags. Og det ble et tungt slag i 1804 da verdens tyngste mann Roger Byron ble båret til sin grav. Han veide 330 kilo. Og sånn kunne man fortsette. For eksempel, bare for 10 år siden så ble det satt mannekengparade-rekord. Altså verdens lengste sammenlagte spasertur for mannekenger med plagg. 114,4 kilometer gikk disse damene. Vi har det lengste stedsnavn i verden her. Jeg skal ikke engang tørre å våge meg på å prøve å uttale det, men det er 22 bokstaver i hvert fall. Møkkanagger, nei, jeg gir opp, ja. Tyngste lasagne i verden, ja, den ble bakt for noen ganske få år siden, i 1990, her i Dublin. 1,6 tonn veide den. Guinness Book of Records og Irland.
Donald Bagley, you are Chief Herald of Ireland, right?
Correct.
And that you don't have many colleagues in Europe, do you?
Relatively few. In fact, I think you have a chief herald, for example, in Sweden, and you also have one in Denmark.
But not in Norway?
But not in Norway that I know of, anyway.
But in Ireland, everybody seems to have a coat of arms. You can go in any store and just pick up a coat of arms. Do you all descend from royalty in Ireland?
Well, yes, there is a tradition, of course, that the Irish are all descended from kings.
Yes.
As the old saying reminds us about the ethnic composition of the people of Ireland.
Yeah.
Half of them think they're descended from kings,
yes,
and the other half are in fact descended from Vikings. But on the coat of arms question, what you see around the shops is what we call ephemeral heraldry.
Oh, yeah.
It's passing.
Yes.
In other words, it's touristy heraldry.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you want an authentic coat of arms, if you want something which is copyrighted and which can become your legal property, then I'm afraid you have to come to the state
come to you, right?
And pay our fees, of course.
But tell us, Donald, the Vikings and our forefathers, what is the connection between Ireland and Scandinavia? Because in your coat of arms, you show signs that there is a connection, and we know it from history books.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As far as the heraldry is concerned, the commemoration of the heritage of Scandinavian Ireland is quite impressive. Yeah. For example, if you look at the coat of arms of Westmeath County, for example, you will see a commemoration of the death of Thorgil. Yeah. Thorgil, you may recall, was a notorious Scandinavian, yes, with whom we had to put up within this island up till 1845, when Mael Shockland caught him and drowned him in Lough Owel in County Westmeath. And as I say, that event is commemorated in the arms of Westmeath. And also another example is Leixlip, just up the river from us now, 10 miles up the Liffey, where the Viking longships were able to get to until they got to the falls at Leixlip, which I understand is a
Leixlip.
Yes, Leixlip. We call it Leixlip. Yeah. It's salmon leap anyway.
Yes.
And you will see the Viking longship features on the coat of arms of Leixlip, which of course is registered here.
Yeah. And the Odin's raven?
The raven became fixed as a type of symbol in North County Dublin. and because that area was known as Fingal. It was Fionn means fair and Gaul means foreigners, the fair-haired Norwegian foreigners, who obviously brought in the symbol of the raven with them. And in fact, the raven is the symbol of that part of County Dublin at the very present moment.
Her ser vi en ringborg, og man skulle tro man var i en Asterix-tegneserie, men det er faktisk slik våre forfedre også bodde for 1100-1200 år siden, da de først kom til Irland. Denne ringborgen den er laget for en familie, kan man si. Og her levet man, her forsvarte man seg under angrep. Vikingene, de første som kom hit, bodde også på denne måten. Det er en rekonstruksjon som står da på vestkysten av Irland.
Well, Tom Cassidy, this looks like out of Asterix.
Indeed.
Right? Yeah.
This is the way that the Celts lived.
Yes, very many years ago.
Many years, from about 500 BC up until only 300 years ago or so.
They lived like this until 300 years ago?
Yeah. This is the Celtic way of life survived long after the Vikings came, long after the Anglo-Normans, long after the whole thing of the English overlordship.
But the Vikings also lived in this kind of surroundings.
They did. Well, this is a thing that they adapted to the way that people were living.
Yeah.
And indeed, when they began to introduce the whole concept of urban dwelling, they took this idea of a circular enclosure and expanded it out.
And founded all the cities of Ireland.
Most of them.
Yeah,
most of them.
Yeah.
The principal cities, Limerick, Cork, Dublin, Waterford, Wexford. In fact, Wexford, there is a very Viking name.
You look like a Viking yourself. This is a new idea in Ireland, to present history for tourists in this matter.
It is. We are fairly unique in Ireland in that way, in that our guides don't have little badges on lapels of blazers and nice suits. They're dressed in costume, and they demonstrate the skills and grow the crops of the past.
And they are making some pottery over there.
They are indeed. They are very, very knowledgeable about the things of the past.
Well, we can both agree that Columbus was not the first to America, right?
Indeed.
But was it Leif Erikson or was it St. Brendan?
It was St. Brendan, according to a 9th century manuscript.
Okay.
Navigatio Sancti Brendani Abbatus.
Yes. What does it say?
It tells that St. Brendan, an early Christian monk of the 6th century, built a boat using pine and oak and ash and leather skins to form the actual hull, as you see here.
Yeah.
And they got into it, himself and 12 companions, and set across the Atlantic.
The Atlantic?
The Atlantic.
Huh? What was happening in America then?
Not much.
No?
No, not much. According to the Navigatio, there's no record of St. Brendan meeting up with anybody, despite the fact that he spent 40 days and nights wandering the land. The only person he met there was his nemesis, because he was told upon his arrival at a vast inland sea that he was to go back to Ireland, make his peace with God, because he was going to die. And we know that Brendan died around about 583 AD. And we know that one of the people that he visited was St. Columkill at his foundation of Iona. And so that gives us a 20-year period in which this journey took place. It was written down within 3 centuries of Brendan's death from the oral history of his family, of his tribe.
So there still is a high hope for the Icelanders and the Norwegians for Leif Erikson, right?
There is, indeed. You know what Oscar Wilde said.
What did he say?
He said lots of people discovered America before Columbus, but they had the sense to keep quiet about it.
Om det stemmer eller ikke dette med at irske munker kom til Amerika før Leif Erikson, la oss i hvert fall være enige om at dyktige sjøfolk, ja det var vikingene også. Og så var de datidens bankrøvere. Hurtig inn og rett dit hvor kostbarhetene ble oppbevart, og rett ut igjen før noen rakk å samle seg til motstand. Og hvor ble skattene gjemt? Som regel hos munkene, sånn som i dette tårnet her i Glendador. Og hvordan beskyttet munkene seg? De hadde inngangen godt over bakkehøyde, og så trakk de rett og slett stigen opp. Men vikingene var ikke verre på det, de hadde med seg sin egen stige. I Irskesjøen ligger en øy med helt spesiell tilknytning til Norden, Isle of Man. I 500 år bodde og styrte vikinger og deres etterkommere her. I halve denne tiden var øya formelt tilknyttet det norske Nordsjøimperiet, som strakte seg fra Göteborg i sør, fra store deler av dagens Sverige i øst, via Færøyene, Orknøyene, Shetland, Island og Grønland i nord, til Irskesjøen i vest. På Isle of Man har man en av verdens eldste sporveier, som er 100 år i år. På stasjonsskilter det som har navn som Lexi, Ramsey og Snefell, som betyr Lakselv, Ragnvaldselv og Snefjell.
Ja, nå er vi på Tynwald. Thingwall som det en gang het. Verdens eldste parlament. Alltinget på Island er litt eldre, men dette er det eldste parlamentet i kontinuerlig bruk. Her møtes man hvert år, 5. juli, og her kan da allmuen forelegge sine klager og sine ønskemål i samfunnsspørsmål for de kongelige, som sitter på toppen av den 4-etasjes kransekaken her. Og man kan vel undres om de ikke burde være noen norske kongelige som satt på toppen der, fordi at Isle of Man er egentlig fortsatt norsk. Det var jo Magnus Lagabøter som leiet ut Isle of Man til skottekongen Alexander den 3. Men skotsk som han var, så betalte han bare i 3 år. Og så sluttet han å betale. Og legger man sammen renter og rentesrente, så blir det jo en ganske anselig sum de skylder oss, hvis de da ikke ønsker å komme tilbake til Norge. Nå kan man se på disse vimplene at det mest markante, det er statssymbolet, de 3 føtter som springer. Og det er da logoen, eller våpenskjoldet for Isle of Man. Men mottoet under, det er interessant. Hvor du enn kaster meg, havner jeg på beina. Det betyr det. Og det er et fint motto for vikingers etterkommere. Her er kameraten min, han heter George Kaula, right?
Kaula?
Kaula, yes, you're an old Manxman.
Oh, yes.
And a real Viking.
Generations and generations. And yeah, professional sailor.
Yes, that too, yes. Well, of course, all Vikings are.
Sailors, yeah. Finest sailors the world has ever produced.
That's right, that's right. The Mutiny of the Bounty, all the people on that were from the Isle of Man, right?
Quite a number, yeah.
Yeah. But this ship here, that was built in Norway.
Built up in Norway to celebrate our millennium.
Yes.
Of 1,000 year of continuous parliament.
Yes.
And that's why it was built.
Yes.
It's a replica of the Gokstad.
Gokstad ship, yeah. Yes, that's right. And it was sailed over from Trondheim?
Trondheim down to Peel, yeah.
I know it's here as a tourist attraction.
As a tourist attraction, yes. It's here for, well, here forevermore. As far as, you know, allowed to go on.
You have to be pretty strong, you know. Kaula, I'm not supposed to call you George because Kaula is
Kaula.
Kaula.
Yeah. And you say Kaula comes from here.
Comes from in
Not
there.
from here.
No.
Here.
Kaula. Okay. No, you have to be strong because this is heavy, right?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Are you training? Are you practicing?
Well, I use my common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use it like that, somebody can come along and knock you off balance.
That's right.
But I use it that way.
Oh, I see.
That way. That way.
I see. You have a special way of doing it.
Oh, yes, that way.
Kill me.
What, until you're all right?
How many visitors do you have here, Kaula?
Well, up to present day, I'd say about 500,000.
500,000 visitors?
Yeah.
So this
from
is
all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world, including Finland, Norway. Get a lot from Norway.
Well, nice to meet you.
And you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, how do you shake hands?
We, in the Vikings, do the way they did it. That's like this. You knew that, huh? Oh, I knew. What's his name?
He's called Adam.
Adam? Ja, vi må vise dere her, altså. Her kommer Adam. Adam er bestefar. Han er i menneskealder 70 år, og det er en manx hver. Altså det vil si, han har 4 horn. Now tell me, these sheep have been on this island for 1,000 years.
Yes, the legend is that they came over with the Vikings over 1,000 years ago.
So they're our sheep really that you have reared, right?
Yes, we've been looking after them for you for many years.
Oh, we're so happy to hear that.
Would you like one back?
Oh, we'd like to have them all back. They are wonderful.
They're a primitive breed, and they're more aggressive than ordinary sheep.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, particularly in the mating season, the rams will fight with each other.
Yeah. So he has 4 horns to fight with.
That's right, yes. Some Locktons have been recorded with up to 6 horns, but normally they have 4.
But tell me, this race was almost extinct, I've heard.
Yes, in the 1950s and 1960s, they had reduced to only a handful of sheep on the island.
Yeah.
And then a society was formed to look after them and protect them.
Yeah.
And at the last time they counted, there were nearly 700 sheep.
700. And
Yes.
Adam has helped out.
Yes.
Right, he's done a good job.
Yes.
Okay, Adam, here you go. That's good. Yeah.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. Come and get an apple. Good. Look at your face.
Oh, what happened to you?
Rolling
Haven't
in the
washed?
mud. Rolling in the mud.
So you keep an old a pensioner's home for horses?
Exactly. Yes.
That's unusual, isn't it?
Yes.
How many old horses do you have here?
45.
45.
And 9 donkeys.
And people come with the horses to you, and you take care of them in their
Not all of them. Not
No.
all of them.
No.
A lot of them.
A lot
we
of
have the tram horses. They retire them, you see.
Yes.
And we take them and
Yes,
keep them
yes.
until they die.
Yes, and they bury them? Or
No, we don't bury them.
what do? You make glue of them? Or no? Sausages? No.
We don't.
You don't? What do you do with them?
We don't ask.
What do you do with them?
We don't ask what we do with them.
Oh, it's a secret. Well, anyhow,
No.
but they have
We
some very
worry
nice...
about them when they're alive. But
Yes.
when they're dead, they go off the premises. When they're dead.
Et besøk på Isle of Man er ikke komplett uten å ha møtt øyas kjæledegge nummer 1, den haleløse katten. Halen er ikke kupert. Kattene på denne øya er faktisk født slik. Rasen er sjelden og kostbar. Med eller uten hale, Manx-katten kommer alltid ned på beina, akkurat som føttene i riksvåpenet.
Well, Charles Colthurst, your family has owned this place and lived here for hundreds of years.
Yes, since 1589.
Yeah, and in summertime you show this around to
We do. The
people?
house is open. The castle's open all year round, and
Yeah.
the house is open from June to mid-September.
Yeah. And how many people do you get here?
About 10 or 12,000 people through the house.
Do you get
all through the castle.
Swedes here?
Yes, we do.
And when they see Charles XII on the wall, what do you say then?
Well, we have to be very careful because they probably know more about him than we do.
Yeah.
James Jeffreys, who purchased the castle in 1701, his son was the minister plenipotentiary for the King of Great Britain in the court of Charles XII of Sweden. And the reason, as far as we know, that it's there is that when you retired from service, the King would give you a copy of a painting of himself. That isn't the original, as far as I know.
And you get all these people here to see this and that and so on. Is that a complication, or is it a...
No, I think any time you have to throw your house open to the public, it's a complication.
How many people do you get, did you say?
About 12,000 in the house, and many more through the castle.
It's a nice way of making a living, isn't it?
It is, but it helps to pay some of the bills. But the overheads and the costs of running a place like this are fairly big. But it's unique.
Vi i Mill Street, og da vet kanskje noen hver at det dreier seg om Eurovisionens lagerfestival, Melodi Grand Prix. Og det nemlig her i denne bygningen at den skal arrangeres. And Tom Duggan, you and your father, you run this place ordinarily, and then it's not for a song contest, then it's for horses.
That's right, yeah. It's a permanent horse facility. Yes. Horse jumping, horse riding.
Horse riding. Well, this is the largest horse training arena in Europe, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
Yes.
The very, very largest. In fact, in the Volvo World Cup series, of which this is a leg of, it's the only permanent horse centre in the whole series of Western Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
You also have a castle. You have bought a castle, right?
That's correct, Trishan Castle. It has been a convent for 90 years and a castle for some 460 before that.
Many, many, many years.
Yeah.
You also here in Mill Street, you have the oldest fox hunt association in Ireland.
That's correct, yeah. Mill Street is in the barony of Duhallow.
Yeah.
And the Duhallow Hunt Club is celebrating its 250th anniversary in 2 years' time, marking the oldest in the whole of Ireland.
And I should tell you, jeg kan fortelle dere at Tom har invitert oss med på revejakt, fox hunt. Og hvis det er noe som virkelig er irsk, så er det vel det. Nå må vi for ordens skyld si, det er ingen rever involvert. Det er kun sporten, det er kun ridingen. I våre dager så bruker man ikke rever til den slags lenger. Men nå skal dere få være med, så skal dere få se.
The only problem is to
stay on the horse.
Thank you. Boys.
Alan.
I 7 århundrer ble Irland stort sett styrt fra England. Den engelske overklassen, eller engelsk-sympatiserende irer, levet i en nesten utrolig overflod, mens lokalbefolkningen, som det het, passet best til å hugge ved og bære vann. Henrik den 8. brudd med pavekirken la grunnlaget for en religionskrig som fortsatt lever. Da folk flest ble henvist til poteten som hovednæring, og høsten feilet, da sultet folk i milliontall eller ble drevet ut av landet. Stadig var det ydmykelser, konfiskasjoner av land, grusomme straffeekspedisjoner. Men på herregårdene, der skinte solen. Og her sitter vi da i en liten gravlund, velstelt for herrefolkets yndlingskjæledegger. Her ligger kua Eugenie, som fødte 17 kalver og melket 100 000 gallons med melk. Her ligger foxterrien Tony, som da ble 7 år, og lille Tim, som omkom ved en ulykke bare 2 år gammel. Irene sa som Jonathan Swift, brenn alt som er engelsk, bortsett fra det kullet som de forsøker å selge oss. Ja, her ser det ut til at vi er i en typisk irsk landsby fra rundt århundredeskiftet, og på sett og vis så er vi jo det også, selv om det er en slags irsk versjon av Norsk Folkemuseum, hvor en rekke bygninger er flyttet og plassert. Okay, we are here in this park. Now, what can you show us?
I'm going to show you the poor man's dwelling. It would have been fairly common in Ireland at the turn of the century, the last century.
Very common, there were poor men here.
There were.
And this is a poor man's house?
It is. It's called the Bohan Score, and I'll explain to you the reason for its name in a minute when we go inside. Would you like to follow me?
Yes. So, this is where the poor man lived, huh?
Yes, that's right. This is the Bohan Score.
Why is it called Bohan?
It actually means a tally stick.
Yes.
And it would have been marked off the days on the stick that the labourer had to work to earn to be able to live in this cottage.
Husman, we called him. Husman.
Right.
That's not housewife.
Right.
A lot of work here, right?
Yes.
Early morning, late at night, and how many people will live here?
In this particular house, probably about 6 people.
Yeah.
You would have had the mother, father, and the 4 children.
But there could be more.
There could be more, yeah. Anything, maybe 14 people. And maybe some animals as well.
Animals in addition?
Yeah.
What kind of animals?
Animals were very precious, so they would have kept them inside to protect them, and as well to keep them warm. It may be a cow, maybe a few chickens, a cock.
Chicken and cock and
Yeah.
a cow and 14 people.
The noise must have been something else.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And they all slept here.
Yeah, all over this room. The parents would have slept maybe in a straw bed on the floor. The children might have slept under furniture.
And they all lived off potatoes out there.
Potatoes were the main thing, yeah.
So when the potato famine came, what happened?
Many of them would have starved here, died here, and others of them would have emigrated to America.
Become cops in New York, right?
Some of them.
I forrige århundre klarte Asbjørnsen og Moe så vidt å redde en århundregammel norsk fortellertradisjon for ettertiden. Tro det eller ei, i Irland finnes det fortsatt eventyrfortellere, Sean O'Kees, som tjener til livets opphold ved å dra rundt og fortelle mystiske historier. Også en århundregammel kunst som er i ferd med å dø ut her borte. Vi fikk tak i en av de siste Sean O'Kees, Edmund Linehan.
Not so far from this place, there was a farmer living one time. A poor man, he had only 7 cattle. And in the month of February, he was walking out one of his fields when above on a bush, a white thorn bush, he saw a bag. And he wondered what was that. He took it down and examined it. And inside in the bag were 7 hazel rods, pointed at each end. And of course he didn't know what that was about. He threw it aside and he went home. But a couple of days later, one of his cattle died. He still didn't know, except that he was out in the same field a week later, and above on the same white thorn bush, he saw the same bag. And he wondered who could have done that. Took it down, examined it again, and inside in the bag were 6 pointed hazel sticks. This time he brought it home. He threw it in the yard and waited. And sure enough, another one of his cows died. And 'twas the same. From that out, every week another one died, and there would be the bag above in the bush, with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1 sticks, and of course the man was going out of his mind with worry, wondering what enemy had he, and he watched at night and watched in daylight, and he had a gun and he had a hatchet. He was going to split the head of whatever person was doing it, and yet he saw nobody, and yet the bag was above on that tree every time. And of course the man was worried, wondering now, when there'd be no stick inside in the bag, would it be his own life, as well as the cattle that was going to go? One of his neighbours noticed that he looked bad, and he came to him and said, "Hiya, there must be something wrong with you. You don't look well." And he explained the whole story. "Look," he says, "I have everything tried, everything, including the holy water. Somebody is working pishogues on me." And he explained about the bag and the rods and the rest of it. And all your man said to him was, "Listen to me," he says, "you're not finished yet. I have something that might work. And he said, look, go home, put down a big fire and get a spade or get the coulter of a plough, anything you dig the ground with. And when that fire is blazing up, stick the iron into it and wait. Let it get good and red and wait, and I'll guarantee you something is going to happen. So because he went home, did exactly as he was told, lit the fire, wait until it was blazing, and he had a spade behind the door, stuck the spade into the fire, and waited. And he was hardly there 5 minutes, when he had this commotion and footsteps running into the yard, and screeches, help me, don't, and banging at the door, let me in, and he went to the door, and there outside he saw this man of the locality, a man that he knew well, and maybe thought he was a friend of, and he saw the smoke coming from your man's backside, and he smelt the burning flesh, and your man fell on his knees, and he says, please, he says, take that thing out of the fire, you're killing me, you're roasting me. And then he knew who had done the pishogues on him, and he says, was it you? But for Christian charity, he did take the thing out of the fire when he saw your man pleading and burning. But he warned your man, he says, look, if you don't replace every one of those cattle that you took from me, that'll go back into the fire. I'll cripple you entirely the next time. Don't, says the man, I'll replace them. And he did. Every single one of those cattle was put back, and maybe he did a little bit more. I'd say there might be a sum of money in it as well. But I guarantee you one thing. When that man limped away from that house, and the walk nearly gone from him entirely, I'd say he never practiced the same pishogues again. Too dangerous, man.
This bag, Edmund, with pointed sticks, you found that outside somebody's house, right?
Out on their land less than 3 weeks ago.
In 1993?
1993, still alive and ill.
It's not the house behind us, but it's some other house.
Not so far from here at all. Yeah. Fairly close by.
But is this something that goes on? Do people put curse on people still?
Obviously. Because since I found that, it's been on national television here. And
it became quite a story in Ireland, didn't it?
It did. Yes. It did, because people in Ireland didn't even believe that this thing went on yet. Yes. And now we find very much alive.
That means you have heard from people who can tell you similar stories?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And even stories about such bags as this.
How do you explain it?
Bad mind.
Yeah.
People wishing to do evil to other people, or frighten them, or worry them.
But they believe in it, right?
That's the thing. If you believe in it, it works. If you don't, it's probably the power of mind over matter. Just like in Africa, witch doctors, it still works.
Og det eksisterer i 1993, i hvert fall i Irland, kanskje andre steder også.
For halvannet århundre siden hadde Irland over 8 millioner innbyggere. Hadde ikke fattigdom og sult herjet som det gjorde, burde land i dag hatt mellom 30 og 40 millioner, men har bare 3,5. Irland topper verdenslisten når det gjelder antall immigranter til USA per innbygger. Når de mange millioner utvandrere med irsk slektsbakgrunn vender hjem som turister, det klart at de tas imot med stil og maner. Særlig slottsmiddagene populære, slik som her i Bunretti.
Pretty good, Jim.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
you have been teaching golf for many years, haven't you?
Many years.
And in Finland too, right?
In Finland, yes.
How do you hold it? I'm a beginner, I don't...
Well, this is the Harry Barden grip.
Yes.
One of the best.
One of the best ones.
Used by the professionals.
Yes, and you're a professional. But there are many professionals here, in this area.
There is 23. 23 in the space of 2 miles. Must be a world record.
Yeah. But golfing started in this area of the world, right?
Yeah,
Scotland,
well, this is
England,
a very
Ireland.
old area,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Greystones, 1896.
Yes, yes.
Started.
And this is one of the centres in Ireland. How many people are playing golf here?
About 600 altogether members. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, yeah. This is peace and quiet and leisure, and you have lots of time, and the birds are singing and the sun is shining. Over there we have a convent.
You have the Carmelite convent.
Yes.
In closed order for the nuns. I go to mass there every Sunday.
Is it true what I heard, that they never come out? They stay in there?
They stay in there the whole year round. Some of them are there for 60 years in the convent.
Yeah. Margaret O'Shaughnessy, where are we now?
We're here in this building, Harold, directly opposite the harbour area.
And that's the Shannon Foynes Airport, the old, original version of it.
That's right.
Is it right to say that this was the starting point for all passenger traffic within Europe and America and vice versa?
That's correct.
Yeah.
1937, we had trial flights from the United States to Foynes, and the first passenger flight was on the 8th of July 1939.
Yeah.
And we opened the museum on the 50th birthday of that flight.
You did? How long did this traffic go on?
Well, the scheduled traffic went on from 1939 up to October of 45, when Captain Charlie Blair took the last flight out here in October of 45.
It was very expensive, wasn't it?
Extremely. $375 from New York to Foynes one way. About $4,500 in today's money.
In today's money, yeah. So you only had movie stars and
yes.
and celebrities, right?
All the movie stars came through here on their way entertaining troops in Europe. Bob Hope, Yehudi Menwin, there's a lot of them.
This old Foynes Airport, here you invented catering, right?
That's right. Dr. Brendan O'Regan set up sales and catering here in 42 and also employed the chef that made the first Irish coffee, Joe Sheridan.
50 years ago.
50 years ago this year, and we're going to celebrate it.
Yeah, and the new Shannon Airport, they also invented something. That was
first duty free.
First duty free. So this is really a pioneer place in the air traffic of the world, right?
It is, yes.
Margaret, this is something that was used during the war, right?
That's right. It's part of the radio equipment.
Yes, but it was also used for other purposes than air traffic contact. It was used by whom?
Well, during the war, Foynes was a neutral port.
Yes.
So for that reason, you would have had a lot of American and British intelligence based here at the time, all operating undercover. And the radio communications were very important to them. And for some war years, you had special radio operators appointed here with particular codes brought in for that purpose. And nobody knew how to translate these codes, just the few people that were specially given in here.
And they were not in uniforms?
No, they were in civilian clothes.
So you were not neutral during the war?
Well, the easiest thing is Ireland was and Foynes wasn't. But it was a major point for the military during the war to get supplies and get personnel from America to Europe. And actually a lot of the refugees from Europe would have gone on board at Lisbon and landed at Foynes. So we had quite a lot of refugees brought through Foynes as well.
Ja, nå, mine damer og herrer, så er vi på historisk grunn. For 50 år siden i år ble Irish coffee oppfunnet og servert ved denne disken for aller første gang. And now, Margaret, you're going to show us how you make Irish coffee the way it should be.
mainly,
That's right.
So you have heated the glass.
I have heated the glass. I have a spoon in the glass
So-
because that's important to stop it from cracking.
Yes.
Now I'm putting in some strong black coffee.
Yes. Okay.
Just about that way.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Next I put in some brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Brown
Yes.
sugar.
Mhm.
And just dissolve that in the coffee.
Mhm.
And then you get Irish whiskey.
Yes. It
And
has to be
I'm
Irish,
using-
huh?
It has to be Irish to be a true Irish coffee.
Okay, yeah.
And I add in my whiskey, and I'm just putting 3 of these corkfuls, which is about one good measure,
Yeah.
to
So
2
that-
measures coffee.
2 measures coffee, 1 measure whiskey.
Yes.
Okay.
Now some people do like it a little stronger.
And
And then I get some nicely whipped cream.
Yes.
And the main thing is I pour the cream on the back of a cold spoon into the drink to stop it from going down.
Going down.
That keeps it floating.
Yes.
And that is the beauty of the Irish coffee. And there it floats. That is the secret. Slaughter.
Slaughter.
TV-seere flest får sine informasjoner om fremmede land via nyhetssendinger. Derfor dekker vi en serie som denne andre sider ved nasjonen. Men når det gjelder Irland, så synes vi skal gjøre et unntak, fordi at det ville være meningsløst å lage et program om Irland uten å også si noen ord i hvert fall om IRA. Vi har fått en person som kan gi uttrykk for disse meninger på en fornuftig måte, synes vi, men han ønsker å være anonym, og det respekterer vi.
To your judgment, how do most people in the Republic react to the situation in Northern Ireland and to the ways and means of the IRA?
Well, they dislike the IRA. They feel that the IRA are a bunch of thugs, criminal thugs, that they've got no relationship with the old Irish patriots before the War of Independence. So the vast majority of people don't support the IRA.
Well, if they have such a little support in the Republic, where do they get their support?
Well, they get it from the international community. They get it from a lot of Irish people living in Britain who live in ghettos there, and also they get an awful lot of support from green-eyed Americans, Irish Americans who've lived for generations in America, who've emigrated post the Great Famine of 1845, and their sons and daughters and grandchildren now support the IRA, because even though they may have never been in the country.
I've also heard that there are criminality going on. They have was something a story about the horse, wasn't it?
Yes, well, they are criminals, and they run an awful lot of rackets in Northern Ireland, and they run protection rackets in various pubs and shops and localities where they get regular money. But they also get involved in kidnapping. They kidnapped a very famous Irish racehorse, and they had him for hostage. They took him out of the country, and because there was so much public anger against them, that they never admitted that they stole the horse in the first place. The horse was worth something like £3 million, and they only recently admitted that they had killed the horse because the Irish government wouldn't pay any ransom money. Also, they kidnapped a well-known Dutch industrialist, a man called Tide Herma, in the early 1980s, and they held him to ransom for about 3 weeks in a house in Monasterevin in the central part of Ireland. And only recently, the kidnapper himself was let out of prison, having spent 12 or 15 years in prison for the action. So they get a lot of money from America, they get a lot of money from bank robberies, and they also get a lot of money from kidnapping and hostage-taking occasion, when they can get away with it, that is.
But how come they can get away with it? I mean, are there people who don't dare to say?
Well, this is true. What has happened along the border of Northern Ireland and the Republic, there is an immense amount of fear against the IRA, because they've intimidated the whole community, because they feel that if anybody goes against them, that's tantamount to being supporters of the British Army in Ireland or being an informer. And there's been lots of examples of punishment shootings and punishment killings along the border in southern parts of Ireland, where some people in the community have spoken out against them, and they've taken their action against these people.
So you mean that it's just a pretext, religion and religious and political motives? That's just a pretext.
Yes, in some senses, a lot of people say that religion and politics have no involvement really with the IRA. That they're just a gang of murdering thugs. They're a bit like an Irish form of mafia.
I dag det 17. mars I Irland, St. Patrick's dag. Om 2 måneder det 17. mai I Norge, og man skjønner jo at det paralleller med disse festlighetene. De 2 land ble separert fra en storebror I øst, henholdsvis Sverige og England, med 12 års mellomrom I 1905 og 1917. Begge land har et minoritetsspråk som bare et fåtall av folket taler. Vi har det vakre nynorsk, det var sagt med en gang, og de andre har gelisk. Og det så mange ting som knytter de 2 land sammen, at man må si som Jo Tenfjord, mye forskjellig, men de utenpå.
Med dette tar vi farvel med Erin's grønne øy, og I St. Patrick-katedralen I Dublin tar guttekoret farvel med oss ved å synge Irlands nasjonalsang.